Alright, welcome back everyone to Rosie's Path to Wellness. I'm Rosie. Today I have a short session for you that is low to the mat. So there is no balancing involved. We're just going to stay really nice down, ground, connected. This is great for your back, for your shoulders. I mean, it's full body, but we're going to keep it low and we're going to keep it calm and slow. So if that sounds like it's good for you, please stick around and let's get to it. The hardest part's over. You showed up, you're here, and I thank you for that. So let's begin. So we're going to begin in a easy pose. So cross-legged position. You can just lift the hips and move the fleshy bits away and get more grounded onto the sits bones. And of course, if this is uncomfortable for you, you can actually put a pillow underneath the hips to lift the hips a bit up off the mat. So let's begin. Our shoulder blades down and back. Our chest is nice and open and lifted. Chin is up, gaze is forward, and we'll begin with a little bit of breathing. So the easiest way for me to explain this is, for you to feel this, is if you put your hands on your belly and one up on your chest. And what we're going to do is try to inhale so that we're filling the belly first, and then we're moving up into the ribs, into the chest. And then as we exhale, you'll feel all of that deflate. So on an inhale through the nose, let's fill up the belly. And then if you keep inhaling up into the chest, and now let's exhale. So it's definitely easiest to fill in the belly. It takes a little bit more practice to get that air up and up into the ribs. Let's keep going though. So let's inhale down into the chest, or down into the belly, sorry. And then up into the chest. Now exhale. And feel that all deflate. Now let's inhale again in through the nose. And out through the nose. We'll do a few more like that, just to get the rhythm and the feel. Exhale. And one more together. Inhale. And exhale. Okay. Let's bring our hands to prayer. And we'll bring the chin down. We're just going to keep breathing here. And with you'll feel a nice stretch in the back of the neck. Keep inhaling and exhaling. Okay, let's bring our gaze up and release the hands. We're just going to bring our hands out to the side and we're going to give ourselves a hug. So we're going to go left hand under, right hand over. Just grab onto the shoulder blades there. And we're going to move through a bit of a cat-cow pose in this seated position. So we're just giving ourselves a little love, a little hug. On the inhale, we're going to lift the arms up and the gaze up. We're kind of like feeling the cat-cow where you're opening up the belly here. This would be like the cow position. And on the exhale, we're going to round through the back. So we're coming into a cat here. So we're folding down in, rounding the back. Inhaling to lift the arms. Touch the belly. Gaze comes up. Exhale. Round it back down. Chin into chest. Rounding through the back. Now let's inhale up to a neutral position, and we're just going to switch the arms. So opposite arm on top this time. Now let's inhale to lift. A nice long belly. And exhale, rounding through the back. Arms are coming down. And chest, chin to chest. Inhale up. And exhale down. Just a small movement. Really getting into the shoulder blades and the upper back. Inhale out. And exhale down. And let's inhale back up to neutral. We can release the arms. Okay, that feels good. Let's give a little shake out here. Move into a few shoulder shrugs. So arms down on our sides. We're going to inhale our shoulders up to our ears. Really squeeze them up. And on the exhale, we're going to round them down and back. Again, inhale up. And exhale, down and back. Let's do a few more of those. Inhale up. And exhale, down and back. Now let's get onto all fours. We're going to come into some cat-cow position. And this time actually on our hands and knees. And so we want knees underneath hips. And your knees are about hip distance apart. We want wrists underneath shoulders. And just get comfortable here. Okay, so on our inhale, we're dropping our belly down. And then our chest is opening. And our gaze is coming up. On the exhale, we're going to start with the tailbone. We're tucking the tailbone, rounding through the back, and then finally dropping the head. So let's inhale back to that cat. Dropping the belly, nice long belly, opening the chest, lifting the gaze. And then exhale, tucking the tail, rounding through the back, dropping the head. I invite you to do a few more rounds at your own pace. Continuing to match the movement with the breath. And if it feels right for you, you can kind of go off script a little bit and kind of move the hips in a different position. Kind of bringing it back to almost a child's pose here. Or just stick with cat-cow. Alright. While we're down here on the mat, we're going to move into some balancing table. So we'll start with the right side. Well, I guess it's both sides really. So we're going to start with the left leg. Let's bring the left leg back. Okay, just up on the toes of the left leg. Inhale, exhale, we're going to lift that leg up. Really grounding down through that left hand and right knee. So the right arm is now going up too. You kind of just imagine that you're reaching out to somebody in front of you. And we're trying to keep that core nice and strong, engaged here, so we're protecting our lower back. Alright, let's exhale to bring it down. Move into a few hip circles here on the side. We're going to bring our left knee out to the side. And we're just going to start drawing some circles. It can be as big or as small as feels right for you. Really getting into the hips. Trying to keep equal pressure, equal weight in our hands. It's a little bit tricky, but do your best. Do a couple more circles in whatever direction you decided. And then we're going to stop and reverse that circle. Remember to keep breathing, focusing on the breath. Okay, we're going to stop the circles. We're going to bring that left foot up. And coming into a crescent lunge. So we've got knee over ankle. And pull this other knee back a little bit if you want a bit more of a stretch. Pushing down into the tops of that foot. The chest is opening, lifted. We're going to inhale. Exhale brings us up. So if this is tricky for you, you can put the hands to the knee, or to the hips first. Get really nice and stable in the lower body. And then arms can come up overhead. And I've got tight shoulders, so I keep my arms more of a V shape. If it feels right for you, you can bring them together. And if not, you can keep them open as I choose to. And then we'll just take a slight back bend. The gaze is just coming up slightly, coming back is coming slightly back. You don't need to do this. You can stay straight as well. It's whatever feels right for you in this moment. This is your practice. I'm here as a guide, but you have to do what's right for you. Inhale here at the top. On the exhale, we're going to cactus our arms open. So elbows are coming back. We're really opening the chest. And then we're going to bring those arms back down to the mat. Hands down to the mat. And from here, we're going to move into a mini lizard position. So both hands are coming to the right side of the mat. We're going to walk the left foot out to the edge, and toes are going to turn out at a 45-degree angle. Now, if this is enough of a stretch, because this is a hip opener, and if you're not used to it, this can definitely be enough. So there is absolutely no judgment. Be kind to yourself. If this is what is your edge at this moment, cool. Meet your edge, that's great. That's all I'm asking for. If you're able to get into this a little bit further, what you can do is bring your thumb to the hip of the left foot, or left leg, sorry. We're going to come down onto the right hand, and we're just going to open the chest, open that hip, and we're looking up to the left side of the room now. Keep breathing here. Imagine sending the breath into whatever part is feeling a little bit sticky right now. This is a big stretch. Keep breathing. You've got this. Let's do one more inhale here. On the exhale, we're going to bring that knee back. And you can come back down to the mat. Just going to move the left leg back into its regular lane. And then bring the leg all the way back. And we'll take a child's pose now. So what you're going to do is you bring your big toes together, knees nice and wide. Pushing your hands into the mat. You're going to help your hips get all the way down to your feet. So use that mat, use your hands to push away. Once you feel you've gotten there, forearms can drop. And then the head can drop. And again, we're trying to keep the forearms in line with our shoulders as best as you can. Forehead comes down to the mat. If your forehead does not come down to the mat, that's okay. No worries. Let's give ourselves a little bit of help and bring the hands underneath the forehead. Make a little pillow. And if you still need a little bit more, you can make fists. Let's bring the floor a little bit higher up to the forehead here. Wherever you've decided to stop, whatever feels right for you right now. I like to give myself a little forehead massage. Just roll the forehead back and forth. Remember to keep breathing. Okay, one inhale, and on the exhale is going to bring us back up to tabletop. And we're going to do that on the other side now. Okay, so set ourselves back up into all fours. Okay, this time we've got the right leg going back. So push that right leg back, curling the toes. Get nice and steady, equal weight into the other limbs. Inhale, exhale, bring that leg up. Okay, we'll inhale again. Exhale, left hand comes up as well. And we're just holding it here. Remember, we're trying to keep that core nice and strong, protecting the lower back. If this is too much, you can just do the leg. No problem. Keep breathing here. If you're having a hard time with balance, grab a little focal point, some spot on the floor slightly in front of you. Just focus on that. Focus on the breath. Focus on keeping the muscles nice and tight. And now exhale it back down. We're going to come into those hip circles on the other side now. So get nice and stable. Equal weight into all your limbs. Our right knee's coming out to the side. And then we're going to start drawing circles. Really getting into the hip here. The best you can to keep equal weight in all your limbs. It's definitely tricky. It's tricky for me too. Making those circles and keep breathing. Okay. Finish one more circle and then we're going to reverse direction. It's a bit of a trick on the mind here. Just do your best. Reverse that circle. All right, let's do one more circle here. And then we're going to bring that leg down. Instead of dropping it down, all the way and bring that foot however you need to. Get it up to the front here. It's going to come between the palms. Again, we've got knee over ankle. This other knee can move back a bit if you'd like a bit more of a stretch. We're going to come into our crescent lunge again. So again, we want our chest nice and open and lifted. Grounding down through that foot. That's your stability right now. And the back shin, back knee, back foot. Inhale, and bring us up. Again, you can use your knee or your hips to help, and you can stay here. If this is where you're at today, that's okay. If not, we're going to inhale, arms up overhead. Again, I have tight shoulders, so I keep my arms slightly wide. If you can bring your arms up overhead, that's cool, go for it. Otherwise, arms are at a small V. Inhaling. Exhale, bring us into a slight back bend. So gaze is just coming, not all the way up, but the diagonal line coming up towards the ceiling. Again, keeping nice and strong in that front foot, that back leg. We don't want to overextend. Inhale. Exhale is going to bring the arms to a cactus, really pulling the shoulders, pulling the elbows back with a nice open chest. Hands are going to come back down to the mat to frame the foot. And we're going to move into our lizard variation. Both hands on the left-hand side of the mat. We're going to walk the right foot out and turn the foot at a 45-degree angle. Now, if this is where you're at today, that's okay. Stay here and keep breathing. This is a big stretch, a really big hip opener. Otherwise, we're planting down through the left palm, and we're taking the right thumb to the right hip crease, and we're just opening up that hip, opening up the chest, up to the top corner of the room here. And now just keep on breathing. Imagine, visualize sending the breath to whatever part of the body is feeling sticky right now. And if that doesn't work for you, that's fine. That can be it. It feels unusual some days, and I get that. So just keep breathing. Focus on your breath. You've got this. We're only here for a few more. Okay, let's take one more breath. On the exhale, we're going to bring that knee back. You can give it a little bit of help. You're going to walk the foot back in. You're going to plant the hands. You can bring that left knee a little bit forward again. You're going to swing the right leg around to meet the left and come into another child's pose. So again, with our big toes together, knees wide, using our hands to help push us down. Those hips are coming back down to the feet. Arms out in front. And head down to the mat. Take a few breaths here in our child's pose. And if this isn't comfortable for you, you can pick any resting position that is right for you, and then just jump back in and join us when we're ready to start. All right, inhale brings us up. And what we're going to do is actually slide forward into a puppy posture. So we're going to come forward and put our elbows under our shoulders. Forearms are parallel. Put your knees back under your hips. And actually walk the knees back just a little bit. And with the forearms in line with the shoulders, the hips are going to come up. Forehead and chest are coming down to the mat. And this is a puppy position. This is a variation on downward facing dog. Really getting into the shoulders, the upper back. All right, let's take another breath here. On the exhale, we're actually just going to slide the whole body forward. So legs are coming flat, hips are coming down to the mat. And then keeping those, or adjusting if you need to, but elbows under shoulders. Chest is open, gaze is coming up, and here we are. We're in Sphinx now. So from Sphinx, we're just going to stay here for a few moments. And let's bring the gaze back up. Try to release the buttocks if you're clenching. In fact, try to release anything if you're clenching. Allow the muscles to relax. Make any little adjustments that you need. Let's inhale. And exhale, we'll turn our gaze slightly to the right. Don't want to crank it here, so we're not looking all the way back behind us. We're just kind of diagonally off into the distance of the right side. Get a bit of a stretch on the neck there. Okay, one more inhale. Exhale brings the gaze back to center. And then we're going to prepare for the other side. So inhale here. And exhale, brings the gaze out over to the left. Again, not cranking it too far. We're not looking behind us. We're just looking diagonally off into the distance of the left-hand side. Getting a bit of a stretch on the other side of the neck this time. Inhale. Exhale brings our gaze back to center. Alright, from here, let's push ourselves back up to table position. So we're just going to move the arms back, push the hips up, so we can come back up onto our knees. Knees come back underneath the hips. And we can come back up on our hands, hands underneath the shoulders. Move into some thread the needle now. So, we'll inhale the left hand up. Again, your hand can go up as far as it goes. Mine doesn't go that far. No worries. Yours goes all the way up. That's awesome. You do you. If your arm comes down here, you do you too. It's all good. So arm up as far as it goes. And then on the exhale, we're going to thread it so the hand is coming underneath the other arm. We're going to start to bring down the upper body. The goal here is to get the shoulder and the ear onto the mat. You can move that other hand into another position that feels stable and comfortable for you. Hips are up to the sky. And we're still breathing. Really getting into the shoulder again. Alright, let's inhale here. And exhale is going to bring us back up onto all fours. We're going to switch and do the other side. So again, let's inhale that arm up. As far as it goes, the gaze follows the hand. And on the exhale, the hand comes down underneath that space that the other arm is making. Bringing it all down to the mat. Again, the goal here is to get the shoulder and the ear onto the mat. The other arm is moving into a position that feels stable and comfortable. Keep breathing. Try to relax. Try not to clench anything. No clenching in the jaw. You've got this. Take another inhale. And the exhale is going to bring us back up. Okay. Let's come to a seat. Okay. And we'll come into a cobbler, or for the kids out there, a butterfly. Bring our feet together in front of us. Make any adjustments you need to get comfortable. Hands coming to the toes, the ankles, or the shins, wherever you can reach today. And this is going to be a nice opener right here for the groin and the hips. So let's grab onto whatever position felt right to you. If you want to get a little foot massage while you're here, go for it. I always find that feels nice. Okay. Remember, you can bring your feet further away from the body or closer into the body, depending on your own anatomy and how you feel in this moment. So find the spot that feels right for you. And of course, you can change your mind partway through too. So no worries there. All right, so let's grab onto our anchor spot. We're going to push our elbows into our knees. Have a bit of a push-pull there as the knees resist. Opening those hips a little bit more, trying to keep the upper body still open and lifted. Inhale here. Exhale is going to bring us into a slight bow. We're not trying to fully bend over. We're just bowing the head slightly and gazing at the floor just in front of the toes. And let's keep pushing the elbows into the knees, really opening the hips. Focus on the breathing. Let's take one more breath here. And exhale, use your hands to help guide your knees back together. And we're going to turn and sit with our feet long, legs long. So legs long in front. Come into a forward fold, seated forward fold. So from here, we can just bend the knees a little bit. We're trying to really, again, keep the spine nice and long and straight. So let's inhale our arms up. Really imagine that you're pulling yourself up and out of your seat. So you have a nice long back. And on the exhale, we're going to start to hinge. Now we don't want to curl over. We don't want the big bend in the back. We want to keep our back nice and straight. So once you start to feel that your back is really curling, you're just going to drop the hands wherever they land. And keep the knees bent or flat, depending on you. And just bow the head. And your pose may look different than my pose, and that's okay. Wherever you land, that's where you're landing today. So breathe here. One more inhale. Exhale is going to bring us back up, and we're going to set up and do that again. So again, with the knees slightly bent, let's inhale our arms up. Really getting up out of our seat. Okay, and exhale brings us back down into the fold. Okay, from here, let's inhale. Exhale brings us back up. We're going to make our way onto our back. So you can get there however you like. I will be taking a steeple grip and slowly lowering back. You can join me if you'd like. Oh. Alright, now that we're down on the mat, let's take a full body stretch. Arms up overhead, legs nice and long, really stretching out. Time for our cool down. Bring our knees up into our chest. Give them a nice squeeze. Maybe rock side to side, really getting into the spine, massaging the back. If your hands don't come to your knees, they can come behind the thighs. If they don't come behind the thighs, you can just grab onto the pant legs. Make this work for you. This is your session. Wherever you're at, let's hug those knees in. I'll put the hands on the knees and we're going to do a few circles. Just pretend you're drawing circles with your knees. Again, just giving a little massage to the lower back, the spine. Let's switch directions. Remember to keep breathing. Alright, let's drop the feet to the mat. And we're just going to readjust for just a second. Okay. Sorry. All right. Knees back up. Inhale. On the exhale, you can allow your knees to fall to one side. And they're going to just let them land wherever they land. If you want more of a stretch, you're bringing your knees closer up to the body. If you want less of a stretch, you can put your legs out long. Once you get to that comfortable position, we're going to bring the arms out to a T. The goal here is to keep the shoulders on the mat, though. Make any adjustments you need to get those shoulders on the mat. You should feel a nice stretch all alongside the body. And if it feels right for you, you can turn your gaze the opposite direction of the knees. It's a bit deeper of a stretch doing that. And just relax here in the supine twist. Sending breath into those little sticky parts, wherever feels uncomfortable. If it feels too uncomfortable or it's too much, just bring it back a little bit. All right, we're going to prepare to release, bring it back to center. So we'll begin by bringing the head back on an exhale. So exhale, head comes back to center. We're going to engage the core muscles, so strengthen up those stomach muscles, and then lift your knees back up to center. You can keep the hands at a T if they're there. That makes sense. If not, we can do that after. Inhale here. Exhale, just allow your knees to fall to the other side. Again, just allowing them to land wherever they land. So readjust the shoulders if needed. Inhale here. Exhale if you'd like. The head can turn out, gaze opposite side of the knees, opposite direction. And a nice stretch down all alongside the body. Start to allow things to slow down. The breath comes back to its normal rhythm. Then inhale. Exhale brings the head back to center first. We're going to strengthen those core muscles, stomach muscles. Bring your knees back to center. Hands can come back down alongside the body and feet can come down to the mat. Make any adjustments you need to get centered again. Get your body's in nice straight alignment. And we'll get ready for our corpse pose, our Shavasana. So you can make your feet a little bit wider than the hips on the mat here. And we'll just start to sway the knees side to side. As you sway your knees, you're going to start to allow your legs to go long. So just swaying side to side as the legs go longer and longer. And then eventually just become long and straight on the mat. So the feet angling out towards the corners of the mat. Arms down alongside the body with palms open. Make any final adjustments that you need so that you can feel comfortable. Allow your body to rest fully into the mat, really grounding into the mat. Everything's calm and relaxed. And before we begin this last pose, I just want to say thank you. I really appreciate your time. I appreciate you showing up for me and for yourself. If you want to stay in this pose for longer, then I recommend that you pause the video and either put on a timer or just allow yourself to lay here as long as feels right for you. If not, I will walk you through the start of our Shavasana and allow you to be here for a moment or two before bringing you back for our final breaths together. So let's begin. Eyes closed. Relax the forehead. Relax the eyes. And clench your jaw. Release your shoulders and your upper arms, your forearms and hands. Relax your chest and your belly, your hips, Relax your upper legs, your lower legs, your ankles and your feet. Let it all relax. If a thought comes by, that's okay. Acknowledge it and allow it to go. All right, welcome back. Come on back to your body. Come back to your breath. Begin by wiggling your fingers and toes. If it feels right, I offer you a full body stretch, arms up overhead. When you're ready, come into a fetal position on one side. And make your way up to a seated position. All right, welcome back. Let's end this session together with 3 breaths. Okay, ready? Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day and that you take this relaxation and this feeling and this love out into the world. You're beautiful. I appreciate you. Thank you.